Class. This week, we are going to be talking about one of the topics that is near and dear to my heart and something we teach in all of our coaching programs. So today, you're literally getting a coaching session that can help you rapidly scale to 6 and 7 figures. And that is how to get and use testimonials and social proof to sign more clients. So if you would like to have more sales and the number one sales weapon ever known at your disposal, you're going to want to hang on every word that we're talking about today. In today's live CEO Freedom Masterclass, we will show you how to get and use testimonials to sign more clients. And if you're watching this live stream anywhere other than our Facebook group, you can join us at ceofreedom.com/Facebook to get this weekly live training, daily strategy tips, and access to free resources, as well as a kick-ass community of entrepreneurs. And with that, my name is Shannon Lavenia. I'm one of the co-creators behind the CEO Freedom programs and the paid framework. We're providing coaches, consultants, agency owners, and business owners with automation and growth strategies to sell out their programs, sell their products, and magnify their impact. And with me, I have my co-host, John Lavenia.
That's right. Here I am. We're really excited about this topic because it's something that we have seen work every single time. So if you're not yet employing this, by the end of our 15 minutes or so that we spend together, you're going to have some great actionable ideas, things that you can do. And we're also going to show you how you can go to the next step if you'd like help implementing all this stuff. So, Shannon, if people want to get and use testimonials to sign more clients, there's a few things that they should be doing. Why don't I start with number one? And the first one is obviously to gather as many testimonials as you can. Now, you can cut these out of recorded Zooms. You can ask directed questions, right? If you're on like a live meeting or a consultation with someone, you can also do this in text and messenger. You can get screenshots from like social media, like somebody just gave you a comment, which, by the way, this is, I'll just give you a little historical tip. What I've noticed, having been in the space for some decades now, is that impromptu beats canned or scripted. Okay, what I mean by that is, let's say, for example, you were doing a Zoom and you said, "Hey, could I capture a success story from you or a testimonial or whatever you want to call it?" Sometimes people they want to deliver something nice to you, right? You just serve them; they're your client, and so they're real rigid with it. So I'm going to give you a little hint on this. First thing is always be recording, because you never know when that pearl is going to just drop out of somebody's mouth. That's it. That's the one you want, that little 4-second clip, right? But let's say that you're actually looking to gather these deliberately, and you're setting up, let's say, a Zoom meeting or something where somebody's going to give you some video footage. Here's what I'd like to do, is let the client or the customer know that I'd like to showcase them and their business in maybe our newsletter or one of our websites, right? I mean, this is exposure for them. So I can ask them just a few questions, right? And of course, as it relates to our service and what we've done together. And here's the questions that I would ask them, typically in this order. Number one, what was your situation, your struggle, your life, your business like before you enrolled with us or bought our program or whatever it was, right? And they could describe their struggles. Great. Second question is, how is it now? Tell us about the transformation, what relief or success, or how's that going, right? So now they'll tell you the positive stuff. The third thing I would ask is, well, what would you say to anybody considering joining or buying or whatever we're selling, right? What would you say to that person who may be viewing this? And they would give their advice. Usually, you should buy this. This is good. And then fourth question, now tell me about you. Who are you? What's your company? What do you do? Go ahead, brand yourself, right? Pitch it. Shameless plug, do it. And sometimes I've had to say, all right, now do it again with like more enthusiasm, like sell yourself here. You can shine, right? And then I could take those pieces and I can arrange them in whatever orders make the most sense. Again, just taking little clips here and there. And sometimes, depending on the aesthetic of it, or how they speak, fast or slow, or whatever, I may just transcribe and take little clips out of it. And now I've got the written version of that with their picture. Right. So the point is to capture, but do it using tact and with questions that are not closed-ended. Like, do you like our program? Yes. Right. That's a closed-ended question. You want open-ended questions. All right. And I just gave you 4 of them. So you can also use automated testimonial collection services such as Ask or Video. Shannon, you would know more about that because I'm pretty much more by the seat of my pants. That's how I roll. So what's our second point?
Well, I think the most important thing that you talked about there was to ask people for the testimonials and to make it about them, right? Mm-hmm. Like what we do is we'll say, hey, we want to promote you to our list. Go ahead and give us a testimonial, or let's get on Zoom. We're going to record a video and then we're going to promote you to our email list. So it really makes it about them. If you're in that position where you're like trying to get something, or you feel like they're giving you something maybe you didn't earn or something like that, that just makes it a little bit weird. And then if you are a traditional business or you're doing a service, a B2B service, of course, you definitely want to invest time in getting your Google reviews. Google reviews are very important. You can also use Trustpilot. You can get your Facebook reviews. The most important thing to understand is that 94% of people will consult reviews before making a buying decision, right? And 83% of consumers will not buy anything without seeing some form of social proof. Those numbers are really staggering. So back in the day when I started my business, and it was a lot of, walking into businesses still to transact manually inside of a storefront, it was different. You would get a recommendation from a friend, or you would see the sign on the street, or you would see the bigger ad in the yellow pages. Some of you guys watching this might not even know what yellow pages are. But it was different. So you have to put a lot of attention into this. And I will tell you, if you are a course creator or a coach, one of the fundamental breakdowns in most of the coaching programs out there is they teach you how to launch your program, but they don't teach you how to get testimonials that give you the proof that you need for people to be willing to buy. And you have to have that. And it's not just any type of testimonial. It's not oh, John, you're so amazing. John was incredible. John was so cool, right? That's a bunch of fluff and stuff. You need hardcore, I did this and I got X result and now I'm so grateful, right? These are
quantifiable.
Right. It has to be quantifiable, and it has to really connect with a solution that the ideal customer looking at that page or looking at that testimonial, a solution that they've already mocked up in their mind that is an outcome that they want, right? So now it's like they're relating to it. Really important. So the next thing is you have to keep these testimonials organized. And this is very important because when you're in any sales conversation, you can literally pull a testimonial and dump it into a messenger chat or a text chat or anything like that. So if you're on a sales call and the person's like, well, I really need to be able to make, $10,000 a month, and you have 15 testimonials of people that made $10,000 a month, you can say, hey, hang on a second, I want to show you something. And you're just texting it to them while you're talking to them. Look at this, Lily did this. Look at this. Ingrid did this. Look at this. Jennifer did this, right? And that in itself gets them to the close very, very quickly. Now, if your testimonials aren't organized or they're very difficult to find or something like that, and I've personally been in that situation because I'm not really the most organized person when it comes to digital assets. John, you can hold your communication there on that one. But I have a team and my team needs to use these assets. So it has to be organized so that everybody can utilize them and you can very quickly pop them up when you need them. John.
And that's as simple as just putting a title, right? So let's say you were capturing a screenshot, which like on a Mac, it's Shift Command 4 to capture whatever piece of the screen, or Shift Command 3 gives you the whole screen. But let's say you just do a Shift Command 4, you grab that thing off of social media or whatever, right? It's going to say that like the title of that file, of that image file, is going to be screenshot and then the date stamp on it. Immediately retitle it, Jennifer made $10,000, right? So that's the point of that testimonial. That's the main message of it. We'll title it what it's supposed to be. And now it's indexable by anybody. You can just search for anything. Jennifer made $10,000. Bam, there it is. That fast, right?
That's
so
right.
Do that. Yeah.
Super important. Number 3 is you have to promote with your testimonials. John, I'm going to pass this over to you.
Sure. Well, you should be sharing client results as often as possible, weekly, and commingling them on social media, and don't be shy about it, right? If you're showing, and this is sometimes called proof of work, right? You're not boasting about yourself. Look at me, I'm great. Look at what my client experienced. Happy for them. Hooray for them. Right now, of course, the attention's still on you, right? But you're boasting about somebody else. It's a beautiful thing. So you can be loud and proud, and you can demonstrate results that you can get for your people. Obviously, like we talked about last week, if you were on our masterclass last week, if not, check out the recording about how to get people to follow through and actually, do the work and get the result, which you're intending for them to get when you enroll them in whatever your thing was. So this is an example of what happens when people actually follow the system. Like in our case, we created the paid framework, right? So that when we put that in place, it always works, right? It's infallible. The framework, it always works. Will you work it, right? Here's Bobby, and he did work it, and look at what he got, right? So that's the kind of stuff you want to showcase. Again, that's social proof. But people, here's the other interesting thing about that, is that people tend to shy away from like shameless plug. Oh, me, look at me, I'm great. But they can relate to the triumph of the hero in the story, which wasn't you. Okay. It was this person. They're the hero. Well, I want to be a hero too. I relate to Bobby, right? I mean, John's okay. Shannon's awesome, but Bobby, right? I relate to, or no, I don't like Bobby, but Sally, right? So that's why you got multiple, stories, and facts tell, stories sell. So you want to promote other people's stories, which proves that your coaching, your educational programs, your consultancy, whatever you're selling works when people work it, which leads us to the fourth item. Shannon, back to you.
Right. So if you don't have any social proof or you don't have any testimonials, you need to literally put a lot of attention on that right now. Because if you cannot demonstrate through the results of other people that your model, your framework, or what you're doing actually will get a result for other people, one, it's going to make your sales process really torturous for both you and the client. Perhaps you are a strong arm salesperson and you can wrestle money out of, anybody, the haggliest of, consumers, right? You can just get that money out of them. We tend to not go that route, right? We just tend to show them like, look at the results we got for these other people. We can do it for you too. Are you in or you out? Right? That's a very simple sales process. And you can do that when you have testimonials. So you have to know. The other thing is, and I'm going to throw this in here as a little bonus tip. If you don't have social proof, if you don't have proof that your framework, your method, your program, or whatever works, you are literally going to be drowning in imposter syndrome. You're going to have so much self-doubt. You're going to lack confidence, and you're going to be unassured of what you're doing. And quite frankly, if you don't know for certain that your method works, you should not be selling it because it's not doing it in integrity. So you need to test the waters. You need to get that proof. You need to prove that it works. And then you can sell it, and you can sell it with confidence, and you can sell it easily. Right now, we're in the middle of our Get Paid Challenge happening every day. We're on day 3. And one of the things I talk about in terms of getting paid, it is very easy to get paid when you have the level of certainty in your program like we do, where we feel that a business owner needs it as much as they need air, right? Like the survival of their business depends on them integrating and using our framework. And that comes through giving, working with people and helping them get a result and getting those testimonials and knowing without a doubt that this is a framework that works. So you want to operate with that same level of intention and action so that you can get the results that you want to get for people. Very, very important.
Hugely important. And thank you for throwing that tip in there. In fact, tonight, I'm going to be covering that on our live broadcast with the Get Paid Challenge, which you can still get into on the recordings of the previous sessions. Shannon, if you could drop a link, that would be awesome.
Yes.
But this is the I in the paid framework. Influence, right? So PAI for influence. And so when we think about that, well, influence goes two ways, right? The whole concept of sales, and I'm going to cover this in great depth tonight, the whole concept is the transfer of enthusiasm. At least that's what's worked for me, to the tune of $100 million plus in selling stuff, right? So, well, who's got the enthusiasm? Well, I damn well better have it, or otherwise I can't transfer it to somebody else. Well, show me my own testimonials again. Why is this good and right that I sell this?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it my moral obligation to sell this? Right? This is spectacular stuff. And this is the psychology of it. And if you think this is fluffy or like self-helpy, whatever, you think whatever you want. I'm just letting you know it works.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's not fake until you make it. It's like sell yourself and then you sell everybody else. It's really easy. What's next, Shannon? What should we do now that we know what to do here?
All right. Okay. So if you are serious about getting consistent 25K to 50K months or more, scaling from 6 to 7 figures, if you have a target or a goal that you are hungry for and you're ready to go for it and you need a plan and you need some support in getting there, definitely book a call with us. You're going to go to ceofreedom.com/discovery. We'll have a quick chat. This is not a sales call. I will tell you right off of the bat. It's really about you and I talking about your business, seeing if we can help you. And then if it is something that we feel is going to work for both you and for us, then we'll give you some information about our programs and go on to the next step from there. And then next week, our live masterclass is the ultimate funnel to sign more clients. And we're super excited to share this with you. This is how we get appointments booked automatically. And it's really, really, really cool. So I think I put 3 reallys, maybe 4 reallys. It's really cool. You're gonna love it. So thanks for being here. We totally appreciate you. Definitely book your call. You'll find a link below this video. And we look forward to learning about you and your business. Have a